Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome to it. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. All kinds of things to get to today. But we got to start with our Pat Gray bingo card, which is pinned to the top of the Pat Gray Unleashed on Twitter. And if you get a bingo during the course of the week, then you be the first to call 888-900-3393. You win $30 worth of merchandise. So it starts in the upper left-hand corner with renewable goo. Keith mentions... Oh,
the Atlanta Falcons.
You're screwy. That's what you are. Then we have Bigfoot business call.
Oh. I don't know. Who's got that?
I don't know.
There.
Oh. That's the business call? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Of course. What else would it be?
I
don't know what else it could be.
No, that's what it is. I'm sure. Jeffy mentions his aspirations for postmaster or pope.
I mean, one and the same, right?
Yep, pretty much. And you get your Barack Obama with the Miami.
World champion Miami Heats.
Miami Heats. You got him talking about, let's see, Obama. If I could spell, that would be helpful. But it's, early.
Sure, of course.
That's what I'm saying to you now. It's early.
Well, what you're looking for, it may be in there incorrectly because Obama said it incorrectly.
Correct.
Close to what was then Kaminsky Park, right? And went to.
Then he said it again.
That there's a different quality to what used to be Kaminsky Field versus Wrigley.
Kaminsky.
You've got to really love baseball. When you used to go into
It's embarrassing.
Field.
It's embarrassing.
You've got to really love baseball to screw up both parts of that name.
Yeah. You really do. Then there was this, proving what a sportsman, what a sports guy he is.
Penn State right here. Nittany Lions.
The Nittany Lions. Instead of Nittany, of course. Then you got Turf Toe. NFL films, music, which sounds a lot like this. Then we go into playoffs. Talk to me about playoffs.
Love it.
Hillary Kennedy visits, which is going to happen tomorrow, by the way.
Oh.
So that's a little heads up for you.
I heard a rumor.
Jeffy mentions Missouri football. Then we have Get Him Out.
Get him out. Get his ass out.
Right.
Joe Biden, that message is for you.
A Pat Screech, like, I don't know, shut up! That kind of thing. Who knows what it would be. Gates. Oh, this is...
Matt Gaetz.
Matt Gaetz. This is phenomenal. And it's right in here somewhere.
Every congressman should talk
Is it safe to say that based off of your comments, you're suggesting that these women at these abortion rallies are ugly and overweight?
Yes.
Yes.
What do you say to people who think that those comments are offensive?
Be offended.
One of my favorites of all time. Yes. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Saying they're fat and ugly. What do you say to people who say they might be offended? Man, be offended. Whatever.
I mean,
He
at an
just
abortion,
didn't
pro-abortion rally, I mean, that's factual. That's all that was.
Yes, that's true. That's why he didn't get in trouble for
Right.
it, because everybody knows it's true. Then Keith saying...
This is inside baseball.
Then we have The Big Frog, 109.9.
The only station beyond the bandwidth of your FM radio, 109.9.
Yeah, that begins Friday, September 9th.
So great. I mean, it is so close now. We could almost taste it. Then there's a little Keith Jackson. Whoa, Nelly!
Very football-centric card here.
It is, yeah, which I love. I keep forgetting I'm president.
I keep forgetting I'm president.
And then on the frozen tundra, Lambeau Field, the Icelandic scream.
Lots of screaming on this card, too.
Keith.
Oh, this is a sad one. When I ask you, is that on the 360?
And then any Peter Ducey versus KJP. So that's almost a free score as well. A cameo by a Canadian sports celebrity, which is Stu, of course. Don't know if he's in this week.
I don't know.
Jeffy talks about a big guy show. That's a big guy show. That's kind of a big guy show. Shut up. And then BYU could win it all if.
If what?
If
all the other teams in the...
Shut up.
Almost got a Pat Screech there right off the bat.
Almost. Pretty close. All right. So there it is. There's what you're looking for and listening for this week. Yesterday, it was the end of an era at CNN. Wow, how sad. How sad. As Brian Stelter, he started out, didn't he start out with a blog and then he went to the New York Times and he was reporting on media, and then CNN somehow liked him and brought him in.
You're going to make me go to his Wikipedia page, aren't you?
So bad. No, it's not even worth it. Who cares? Yeah. But interestingly, this is almost never done. CNN allowed him to do his last show. And so it was just this week I found out his show was once a week. I had no idea.
I'm in the same boat, bro.
I didn't know if he was on the weekends, if he had an every night show. I had no idea. Apparently, it turns out he was on Sundays, right? And couldn't even cut it on Sunday with no competition on Sunday afternoon. I think it was Sunday afternoon. But anyway, here was the last reliable sources show as Mr. Stelter bid a final farewell.
I believe America needs CNN to be strong. I believe the free world needs CNN to be strong, and it will continue to be, because all of us are going to help make that happen.
Really?
The free world needs a reliable source.
He's going to cry.
For gosh sakes.
For reliable sources, for the last time, I'm Brian Stelter. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you hear the clapping? The two people from his audience showed up to clap.
Yeah. Good riddance, douche. Good riddance.
The end of an era, Rob. Yeah, there it is.
2013 to 22. He made it 9 years. That's pretty good, considering how bad he is. I don't know how it is possible that he lasted for that long on network. Well, it wasn't network. It was cable television. But still, how did he last that long? He's so bad.
Somebody on Twitter reminded us that Brian Stelter fired his nanny because she didn't want to get the vax.
Really?
I had forgotten about that.
Huh.
But
did we talk about that? I don't remember that.
Yeah, we did.
What a douchebag.
Exactly. Total and complete.
At least apparently one person in the country will miss Brian Stelter. Stephen King tweeted this out.
Oh, no.
The one show on CNN I never missed was Reliable Sources with Brian Stelter. Yeah, that's typical of Stephen King. What an idiot.
King.
Such a buffoon. It has been an invaluable window into how the media covers itself. Today, CNN canceled it. Yeah.
Sorry, Stephen.
Yeah, too bad. That's too bad. You're going to... Stephen King... probably the only person who is sad to see that show go. I didn't see anybody else tweeting it out. Maybe somebody did, and they just missed it because I am all over Twitter.
How much time you think you log on Twitter on a typical day? Not on a crazy day.
Typical day?
Don't give me
it's
the wild
incalculable.
swings here.
It's really incalculable.
Yeah.
Keith, that's how much time I spend on Twitter.
Wow, then you might have a problem.
Yeah, it's possible. People have suggested that before.
Yeah,
Mr.
Twitter over here.
It's very possible. So it's been a year since Joe Biden's catastrophic withdrawal from Afghanistan. Now, get this. We left, so this seems light to me. Maybe somebody can remind us, because I thought the number was closer to $80 billion, but this says $7 billion in military equipment we left the Taliban.
This is the official report from the Inspector General.
So the official report is that we left $7 billion in military equipment with the Taliban. Can somebody back that up? Does anybody else remember the $80 billion total? The Defense Department Inspector General has released its long-awaited report on what they left behind in Afghanistan. And in total, more than $7 billion in equipment was left for them. That's unbelievable.
Still makes them one of the most powerful fighting forces in the world.
Yeah. Yes, it does. And, how asinine that we left that for our enemy. And the way we treated the Taliban when we left. Oh, they can be trusted. We like them now. They're nice. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just to back up what you remember, I found this article from September where estimates at that time were $85 billion.
Okay, that's what I thought. So they've really slashed that. And, who knows what to believe. It's probably closer to $85 billion than it is $7 billion.
I think you're probably right on that.
The ground vehicle inventory alone was worth about $4.12 billion. In addition, the U.S. military lost $923.3 million worth of military aircraft. Jeez. And $294.6 million in aircraft munitions. Didn't we make them like the fourth or fifth largest air force in the world with the stuff we left behind?
It was up there.
Yeah,
I recall.
It's inconceivable, really.
Yeah, it feels like it was, because I remember that list that came out, and it feels like it was right in the ballpark of Serbia, somewhere in there. Which I mean, they have a fighting force.
Yep.
I mean, we have made Afghanistan and the Taliban pretty much untouchable in that region.
Yeah, pretty
for
much.
as long as they want to stay in power. And
look, even according to this article, it says the Taliban was instantly made one of the best equipped militaries in the world due to this windfall gift by the Biden administration.
Yeah.
We left all of this equipment behind. We left a freaking military behind, and they inherited it. How can that be? How is it possible that we would do something so stupid? Wow. And do you remember the reports at the beginning where we saw them walking around in U.S. military garb? It looked like it was our military there, except for the long, skanky beards. But they had our uniforms.
Sickening.
They had our night vision goggles.
Yeah.
And they're just parading around with it. While the report says that some of the aircraft were demilitarized and rendered inoperable. Why would you only do some? If you're going to leave it there,
well, I think they had to catch
destroy
a plane.
it.
They had to get out of there.
Most of this equipment was left ready to use, including 316,260 small arms, including sniper rifles, machine guns, and grenade launchers that were worth $511.8 million. And again, in total, they claim over $7 billion in equipment, and I think that's vastly underestimated.
Yeah, and as we are at that 1 year anniversary, there was a meme that was sent out by, was it Bridget Gabriel, where the coffins, there it is. I mean, this sums up the Joe Biden presidency right there.
Yeah.
The coffins of the Marines.
My gosh.
Who returned.
Right, the 13
in
that were
caskets, yeah.
blown up there.
And then you've got Joe Biden looking at his watch there on the tarmac. But meanwhile, he shows nothing but honor and praise as he kneels for George Floyd. Yep, there you go.
Pretty stark contrast.
This is just gross, and just all of the anger.
Well, this guy couldn't be any worse, could he? I mean, it's hard to imagine being any worse than he has been. If you were planning to destroy the nation, what would you do differently? And this is another pretty good story that shows you that they've done everything they possibly can to destroy this nation. And if you blinked over the weekend, you may have missed that we gave even more money to Ukraine. It's just a drop in the bucket, though. And we only gave them another $775 million in weapons and military equipment, including rockets, drones, and missile systems. Just another $775 million. Just another little weekend gift.
I'm telling you, man. You know, you buy something on eBay, sometimes you have to go and pick it up in person. Let's just start saying that to Zelensky. Just look, all right, we got your weapons, but you have to go pick them up in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
So you have to drive a truck and just go, knock on the door of the Taliban.
And you got yourself another $7 billion in equipment
there
right
you
there.
Go. Yeah, and then leave us alone.
Mm-hmm. We have another major security assistance package that we're about to unveil, and this continues our tradition of providing the Ukrainians what they need when they need it, according to the official. It will, for the first time, include 15 Scan Eagle reconnaissance drones.
Oh, I want one of those.
40 mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicles, 16 105 millimeter howitzers, and 36,000 rounds of accompanying artillery rounds. An undisclosed number of TOW anti-tank missile systems, 2,000 rounds of anti-armor munition for Carl Gustaf rifles. All right, well, that sounds like a good list.
Is that good? So, Caitlin Johnstone, she wrote this. There's a story I was looking at over the weekend. It said, last month, Ukraine's parliamentarians voted to give themselves a 70% salary increase. Okay? Filings indicate that the raise was enabled and encouraged by the billions of dollars and euros of aid that have poured in from the U.S. and Europe. So she also linked to another story that quoted Ukrainian citizens and soldiers, and listen to these quotes. So you just heard that. Gave them $775 million more over the weekend, in addition to, I've lost count. I don't even know. How much have we given now? You've got the pay raise, and then this is just a couple of quotes I pulled out from this story she linked to. This Ukrainian person said, the weapons are stolen, the humanitarian aid is stolen, and we have no idea where the billions sent to this country have gone. Another one says, this is a soldier talking, we, the Ukrainian soldiers, have nothing. The things the soldiers have been given to use in the war came directly from volunteers. The aid that goes to our government will never reach us.
Oh, my gosh.
It's a money laundering scheme. Do we not see this, America?
That's what we talked about a million times. There's no oversight. There's no oversight. We just send it over there and expect, okay, I guess it's going to wind up on the front lines. They know better than that, though. They know better than that. They know that it's going to be confiscated somewhere along the way, and it's not going to have its intended result, which is to fight off the Russians. So I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear it. We're giving them whatever they need whenever they need it. Yeah, we need to stop that now, right now. Asinine.
And how about,
when will we learn our lesson here?
I've seen the point made time and time again. The left always likes to, when there's a huge expenditure for something that the left doesn't like, they ask, how many homeless could you feed?
Yeah.
How many homeless could you, how many homeless veterans could you build homes for with all of the money that we're sending to Ukraine? And I'm talking about American veterans.
You could build a home for all of them with the money we've sent to Ukraine.
It's enraging.
All of them. And probably get just about everybody in this country out of poverty who's in it. All right, let me tell you about Rough Greens. If you're a dog owner, you love your dog and you want the best for him or her. And that's where Rough Greens comes in. Rough Greens is not dog food, but it's a dog food supplement you sprinkle on top of your dog's food. The kind that's been sterilized so that it lasts for 2 to 3 years on the store shelf. Well, this puts back into your dog's food all the vitamins and minerals and the probiotics, antioxidants, basically all of the nutrients your dog is missing in their dog food. And they love it. It's like little doggy crack for them. They love this stuff. And I'm not sure why. As a human, it doesn't smell that great, but...
Okay. I mean, dogs...
My dog loves it.
Dogs like stuff that don't smell that great. Let's be honest here.
That's very true.
They've got a track record.
So if you want to see if your dog is going to love it the way mine does, and Glenn's and Stu's dogs do, so they're willing to send you a free bag of Rough Greens, just a small bag for your dog to try for a couple of days. And all you have to pay is the shipping. Just go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFF Greens, roughgreens.com, or call 833-783-3364.
Pat Gray.
So meanwhile, in Ukraine, there are nuclear fears that are soaring as Russia's pounding a city near a major power plant, nuclear power plant, of course. The city has been, it's Nikopol, and it's been hit with 25 artillery shells, according to the regional governor there. The blasts have caused an industrial fire and cut off power to 3,000 residents in the city. This comes as Ukrainian military intelligence reports that Russia has prolonged an order for the power plant's workers to stay away, provoking fears that the Kremlin intends to decouple the plant's electricity from Ukraine's power grid.
Oh, boy.
And instead connect it to Russia's power grid.
So Russia is bombarding this town, telling the workers to stay away from the nuke plant. And Ukraine says, yeah, that's going to become part of the Russian electrical grid soon.
It's a highly complex process that experts warn may cause a nuclear meltdown.
Oh, no.
If electricity is cut off from the plant as a result of shelling or failing the decoupling process, radioactive substances could be released into the environment. Any potential damage to the power plant is suicide, according to the UN Secretary General. And I think we believe everything the UN Secretary General says.
And Russia's got such a good track record with nuke plants.
Don't they, though?
So they'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. But hey, at least we paid for that pay raise for the Ukrainian parliament. That should take care of this problem right here, right?
Yeah, that's great. Right.
We don't need money to defend the power plant because the raise came to the parliament.
Ukraine denied any part in the assassination of a fanatical Putin ally's daughter, which is also another situation that happened. Yeah. What's-his-face's daughter, Alexander Dugin. His daughter was killed in a Moscow car bomb.
Not good.
Wow.
Yeah, Dugin's the guy that Glenn has
talked about
forever,
for years.
About how we need to reestablish the old Soviet Union.
Yeah. This is apparently the guy that has the ear of Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, and he's like the architect of this Ukraine invasion.
So Zelensky's aide insisted Kiev had nothing to do with the murder of Daria Dugin.
Because Russia's saying that if I so help me, y'all, if we find a trace back to Ukraine.
That you did this?
Yeah.
What are they going to do? I mean, they're already doing it. And they're already getting their ass kicked.
Tragic scene.
Trying to do it.
There's a picture. There's a video going out. I think I sent the picture to Rob. Yeah. So there's Dugin on the side of the road. And this is reportedly the scene from over the weekend. And his daughter is presumably right there perishing in that vehicle.
Yeah.
I mean, can you
It's like a
imagine
movie. That happens in movies all the time.
Yeah.
We got the wrong person.
And so it was his vehicle, yeah.
They were trying to get him.
Yeah, that's what we assume.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, she was driving his car and he was in another vehicle leaving this event that they were at. This is a development that we're going to need to see where this goes.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good. And Dugin is not good. It wouldn't have wept a lot of tears if it had been him instead of his daughter in the car. But things are going to get better really soon because Dennis Rodman is planning to travel to Russia to help negotiate the release of Brittany Griner.
The worm. What's up, man?
There he is. He's back. And he did this in North Korea, right?
Yes, he did.
He went and talked to what's-his-face in North Korea, and now he's going to, I guess, negotiate with Putin. I'm sure this is going to make a huge difference. Griner remains wrongfully detained, according to the U.S. government, and was sentenced earlier this month to 9 years in prison on alleged drug charges. Her team has already appealed, while U.S. and Russian diplomats discuss potential prison exchanges. I got permission to go to Russia to help that girl, Rodman told NBC News at a restaurant in D.C. I'm trying to go this week. You got permission from who?
Yeah, really? Huh.
From the Biden administration?
I don't know.
Well, there's no clarity, apparently, where or who Rodman got permission from to work on the case. That girl is apparently Brittany Griner, to whom he's referring.
Okay.
And it's, way past time she should be brought home. Way past time. I can't believe how long this has gone on. It's been over 6 months, right? She's been in prison now for 6 months in Russia.
Yeah, it was right when the invasion started.
And I honestly,
February 24th.
Yeah, I honestly expected that we'd demand her release, take care of that, within a week or two. And here we are 6 months down the road, still nothing. And they still apparently say, yeah, we demand her release, but they're doing nothing about it.
I'm surprised that the Joe Biden administration and just the aura of Joe himself wasn't enough
to scare them into releasing?
Sure.
Yeah.
Aren't you shocked by that?
I'm shocked.
He's got international capital.
Yeah.
Flex that muscle.
Well, he told us that our allies were going to be grateful that he was in office, and our enemies were going to be scared to death, like frightened out of their minds.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going to get some cooperation out of them.
Okay.
And I think we've seen that. Like, not at all. Like, there hasn't been a single... I don't think he's moved the needle on any issue.
Oh, he's moved it.
The wrong direction.
Right.
The wrong direction. Jeez.
Yeah.
All right. 888-933-93. Meanwhile, the Putin price hike, is it still in force, or is it still plummeting? You got the Putin gas prices. There it is. There's the Putin. Oh, it's down to $3.90 a gallon nationwide. Today's national average, $3.90 a gallon.
Thanks, Vlad. Preach.
I did that with a picture of Putin in this particular case. Yeah, it still has to come down, what, $1.50, $1.60 before it is anywhere near where Trump left it. Yeah. So
he's not doing that good of a job, this Joe Biden character.
No, he's not. He's really not. 888-933-93. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Also this in Los Angeles, in L.A. County. Do you know that monkeypox cases have more than doubled? More than doubled.
Didn't know this.
I thought we knew how to, I don't know, keep a cap on this particular disease. It's not that hard.
Zip it up.
Really,
15 days.
It's not that hard. You just don't rub up against people's lesions, right? I mean, how hard is that? Okay, yeah, I can do that. I'm pretty sure I can do that. But the number of cumulative monkeypox cases more than doubled in Los Angeles County the last 2 weeks, as officials race to better track the virus and more widely vaccinate the more vulnerable communities. But who are those? We just don't have any idea who the vulnerable communities are. We have no idea.
There's a certain thing you're doing in that community that makes you more vulnerable than if you didn't, for just give it a couple weeks.
Huh, really? There have been 1,105 cumulative monkeypox cases reported countywide as of last Friday, so it's probably well beyond that now. Median age of people with confirmed monkeypox is 35 years old. So you have that, and then you have these statistics. If I can find them here, I thought they were fairly interesting and telling. 98% of the people who have monkeypox are men. Okay, 98%. Only 2% are women. And of that 98% of those men are gay. Or men who have sex with men.
So what you're saying is pretty much anybody can get this.
That's what I'm saying.
And
exactly.
We should all be on high alert. Dogs obviously have gotten it. I noticed you left that out of your little statistical rundown.
Yeah, I did leave that out. Because a dog has gotten it, I think.
So, 98% of the 98% are gay.
Are gay. Yeah. So we kind of know where this is happening and why. And continue to avoid the real situation where I guess you tell these guys, maybe be a little more careful right now. But you can't. I guess you can't. Maybe, I don't know, stop the high-risk activity. Maybe don't go to the bathhouse this week. Maybe you don't have an orgy this week. Maybe we cut back on the festivals this week.
I'm guessing that 98 of 98 of 98 are out there with multiple partners.
Yep.
Not committed relationships.
Almost certainly, yeah.
Just out there having casual sex on the weekends.
Almost certainly. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So again, anybody can get this. Understand? Anybody.
Yep.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
Yes. Welcome. Thanks for being here. 888-933-93. Oh, cookies?
What?
You like cookies?
Oh, I'm a big fan of a specific.
I'm not talking about the kind of cookies that follow you all over the internet. Not those kind of cookies.
Don't like
the delicious kind of cookies that you get at Kecksie.com. Keksi.com. And we got the fall lineup now. So good. And, there's the coconut cream. There's the, what is it, the movie thing? Did you try that last week?
Yeah, with the popcorn little pieces? That was really good.
So good.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you want some the best cookies on this planet are found at Keksi.com.
So you're only willing to say that they're the best on this planet.
Right. Yeah. Because I've not experienced any of the Saturn cookies, for instance.
That's fair.
Or anything from, say, Venus, where, they are really easy to cook because you just put them on the ground and they cook there at 870 degrees or something.
Women are from Venus, right? Men are from Mars, and
that's
women
correct.
So they're probably really good, since that's where women should be, right? Cooking, baking, doing stuff like that. I'm just
gonna let you dig that hole, so that'll be good.
Whatever.
Yeah. All right. Got some tweets here from Quiet Storm. Isn't arming the enemy treason? You mean about like leaving $7 billion worth of military equipment behind?
Tomato.
Yeah. Plus, they're not our enemy anymore. This is not your father's Taliban. Carl Smith. Hey, Brian. That's Brian Stelter.
Oh, yeah, Brian Stelter, yeah.
The world may need a reliable source. They just don't need you. Rowdy Introvert tweets, I wouldn't be surprised if MSNBC picks up an entirely new show for the fall lineup called Reliable Narratives with Brian Stelter.
That's a good one.
I was kind of wondering if MSNBC would hire him, but I don't know why. He didn't get any ratings at CNN. It's not like he had a great show and he outperformed the network.
What do you think he's going to do now?
That's what I was wondering. Will MSNBC pick him up? No, I don't think so. He'll probably wind up doing a podcast like everybody else.
Stephen King, the only person in the world with a news alert set up for Brian Stelter. So he will be the first to know when a new show is announced.
Sasquatch Cougar fan tweets, Joe Biden and Congress are getting scammed like my grandmother getting scammed to send money through Western Union. But it's safe and secure. I'm sure all that money is going somewhere in the hands of someone good, right? Yeah. Probably not.
Yeah. For them to be scammed, they would have to not be in on it. Just saying.
CBS is pushing a study blaming climate change for rising childhood obesity rates. See, climate change is responsible for every bad thing. Every bad thing on this planet is climate change. CBS Mornings pushed a recent study connecting climate change and hotter temperatures with childhood obesity rates in a ridiculed segment on Thursday. I'm so glad it's ridiculed. Jeez. And by the way, we're in the middle of August. In fact, it's late August now. And over the weekend, it couldn't have been any more mild. So I don't want to hear this, it's the extremes, the super hot weather in the summer, that means climate change, and then the super cold weather in the summer means climate change. Yeah, we didn't get super cold weather. We just got mild weather. So if it's extremely mild, what does that mean? Is that climate change too? If it's really, really hot, and it was for much of the summer, 110 degrees on some days, okay, so that's climate change. All right, I'll grant you that. Let's say it is.
Okay.
I shouldn't grant you that because that's just weather. But now that it was 80 over the weekend, I think on Saturday or Sunday, one of the two, yesterday or the day before, it was 80 or 83 for the high in Dallas, Texas. That never happens. So is mild weather also climate change? I don't think so. And if it's climate change, that means the climate has changed. And it should be hotter every summer. It's not.
Instead, the hottest summer
1980.
in Dallas history is 1980.
Yeah. So I can't take it.
Put that in your pipe.
Co-host Nate Burleson introduced the study published in the journal Temperature that argued climate change, specifically warmer temperatures, is making our children more inactive and more obese.
Hold on, we don't get a journal Temperature joke there? because I was kind of counting on it. There's a journal named Temperature.
Named Temperature. Yeah.
Wow, that's got to be exciting, right?
Well, it's exciting when the swimsuit edition of Temperature comes out.
I bet. It's hot. It's a hot issue.
It is.
See?
It is, yeah.
All right.
That's the one I usually wait for, the Temperature swimsuit edition.
It's our hottest temperature yet. All right, it
would work.
Yeah.
It really would work. Burleson said the study found that children were 30% less aerobically fit than their parents and claimed hotter temperatures were preventing kids from exercising outside.
No, that's not it at all.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. You know what is? Video games.
Yep.
Has nothing to do with climate change.
Correct.
Nothing to do with it. Although the segment focused primarily on climate change, Burleson acknowledged that technology was likely a factor in rising childhood obesity cases.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Nate. That's, maybe you go back to the NFL Network and just concentrate on that. How would that be?
He gets around.
Washington Free Beacon reporter Joe Gabriel Simonson attacked CBS Mornings directly for misrepresenting the study to push a climate agenda. This seemed too insane even for left-wing climate scientists, so I read the study summary. The authors don't blame climate change for children getting fatter, but that fat children may have a harder time dealing with climate change because fat people don't do as well in the heat. So that's all it was?
Yeah. And it goes on to talk about COVID lockdowns had a big part of that. Everybody gained weight.
Of course they did.
Yes. Everybody got fatter during the COVID lockdowns.
Wow. Jeez. But, man, do they want to blame everything?
Anything. If they see the word climate change or a temperature is a slightly askew, right? Then, oh, my gosh, into the world from climate change.
And any health-related news goes right back to climate change. Well, that's because of climate change.
Yeah.
Really? People have diabetes now more because
Yep, you got it.
Climate change?
Yep, no more questions.
All right.
Thank you.
Also, electric vehicle owners couldn't charge their EVs at public charging stations. Now, why is that? Well, it's because they're broken and they don't work. So
wait, they don't work?
Yeah, they don't work. A lot of them don't work. As the Biden administration pushes electric vehicles, thousands of EV owners report that they couldn't charge their electric vehicles at public charging stations. A J.D. Power study found that 20% of electric vehicle owners couldn't charge their EVs at public charging stations. Study finds that 1 out of every 5 respondents ended up not charging their vehicle during their visit. Of those who didn't charge, 72% indicated that it was due to a station malfunctioning or being out of service.
Yeah, but the government's going
to fix it.
Yeah. Because everything that gets broken, the government comes in and
fixes just like that.
Yep.
There's an estimated 41,000 public EVs charging stations in the U.S. Biden authorized spending $7.5 billion to expand the EV charging infrastructure and hit a target of 500,000 electric vehicle charging stations by 2030.
So look, you might be stranded on the side of the road, but if you just wait till 2030, we'll be there in about 8 years with a charger for you.
Yeah.
Just hang in there.
Right.
It's cool.
So, if you're just sitting there in your Tesla and you don't have any power, it's coming. It's coming. Yeah, you just have to wait 8 years, and I'm sure you'll see the construction crew show up.
Did you know that green energy is our ticket to a peaceful tomorrow?
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Green energy is our ticket to a peaceful tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful.
That's kind of what our energy secretary was saying. She was making the rounds over the weekend there.
Jennifer Granholm?
Oh, she's so good, right?
I love her.
She's a great representative for this administration.
Well, let's hear what she had to say.
This invasion by Russia is such an example of why countries need to move away from the volatility of fuels from countries who do not have our interests and from the volatility of fossil fuels.
Well, hold on. Can you stop it there?
If we want to be energy secure.
So we can't be dependent on nations for our fossil fuels. So is she making the case for should we have our own that we could access?
That's the point she should be making.
I swear.
Yeah. But it's the point she's not making, though. You know that's not the point. The point is, we have to switch right now in the middle of a crisis here, and we have to switch to unreliable, supposedly renewable energy sources that we don't have the infrastructure for.
I think the worst of this administration and what they're doing with Ukraine and all of the money they're pumping into that nation.
Mm-hmm.
But what if it's not even that at all? What if it's just, no, we totally had to drum up this war so that we could make this case to, oh, look, Russia is an oil nation. We got to push green energy. I always felt that was just kind of something that they dragged along into this. But what if that was the whole plan from the start? Anyway.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Let's see what else she had to say.
If we want to be energy secure and energy independent, that means we've got to produce our own energy. My counterpart in Ireland, the minister there, energy minister there, has said that no one has ever weaponized access to the sun. No one has ever weaponized
Wow, that's
the
genius.
wind. Perhaps a move to clean energy will be the greatest peace plan the world has ever known.
Well, if the minister of Ireland said it, then I'm all over it. I mean, if Ireland can't lead us to the promised land, I don't know who can. Who do you turn to when you're looking for leadership on this planet?
Man,
Ireland, every time. Every stinking time.
I want off this timeline, Pat.
Well, how does Ireland feel about it? Is Ireland good with that? Because if Ireland says, let's get off this timeline, then we should. But I don't think they're saying that.
Yeah, I want to actually see where this goes. The greatest peace plan of our time.
Yeah, I do too.
Green energy.
Because no one's ever weaponized the sun. So stupid. Nobody ever weaponized dinosaurs either. But the fuel that supposedly comes from them,
Okay.
they have weaponized.
I gotcha.
That would be the same with solar and wind if it were ruling the universe right now. If solar and wind were the big energy producers, someone would weaponize that.
Huh.
And they could. They would.
You know that there's a mosquito out here Glenn has in his collection.
Mm-hmm.
It's encased in that amber.
In amber.
Right? Like, maybe, because there's dinosaur DNA out here in the hallway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Let's think this through. Let's weaponize dinosaurs.
Let's do it.
I kind of want to do this now. I want an army of brontosauruses. But, I mean, this administration is this a joke? They are serious.
Yeah, they are.
They want us to take what they say seriously.
Yeah. Granholm was all over the place saying it. She said it on Fox News as well.
And really, you could make the same argument. We were talking about tax breaks for adding solar panels, energy efficient windows, appliances, heat pumps. What do you say to the families who simply can't afford this stuff in the first place?
Thank you. Oh, she's got an answer.
Well, number one, for your home, yes, there are significant incentives in this bill, which is great, to reduce people's energy costs on a monthly basis. So if you are low income, you can get your home entirely weatherized through the expansion from the bipartisan infrastructure law, significant expansion. You don't have to pay for anything. If you want heat pumps, insulation, new windows, that is covered. If you are moderate income, today you can get 30% off the price of solar panels. Those solar panels can be financed, so you don't have to have the big outlay at the front. And when they're financed in a way that reduces your energy bill, even though you have solar panels. With this 30% off, it's a significant incentive. Same thing with if you don't qualify for the weatherization program, you will be able to, starting next year, get rebates on the appliances and equipment that will help you reduce your monthly energy bill by up to 30%. This is all about reducing costs for people.
So just go into debt. If you're poor, I guess they're going to do it all for you. If you don't make a lot of money, they're just going to take care of it. The government will step in and just take care of you. So that's great. And then if you can afford it, then just finance it and go into debt and have your solar panels installed and, switch over all of your energy to renewables. And then, that'll be awesome, even though that only accounts for about 3% of our energy. I can't see that being a problem for you at your house at all. Jeez.
These people are insane.
Absolutely insane.
They're freaking insane. And I do want to find out what that threshold is on the income, like she's talking about.
Oh, yeah, that would be important. A Trump-appointed federal judge in Louisiana issued a permanent injunction Thursday against President Biden's moratorium on oil and gas lease sales on public lands and waters, a decision that came just 24 hours after a different court ruled that the administration's long-blocked drilling freeze could take effect. Now it can't, because Judge Terry Doughty of the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Louisiana, the same judge who temporarily halted Biden's lease sale moratorium last year, sided Thursday with the 13 fossil fuel industry-friendly Republican attorneys general who sued to block the pause.
Good.
Thank goodness. And again, a Trump-appointed federal judge.
It's always that.
That man has saved our country just with the federal judges he appointed, let alone the Supreme Court judges. But the federal judges have done these kinds of things time after time after time lately.
Across the board. With
So
COVID stuff, with energy. Yes. So basically he's saying, no, Joe, you can't shut down these leases, and they can drill for energy on federal lands.
Right.
And this is a permanent injunction, so.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah, again, another Trump judge saves the day.
And these federal judges used to always rule the opposite direction because they were Obama appointed or Clinton appointed. But Trump did a fantastic job with the judges.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
Hey, hang on. I'm sorry to kind of hijack things here, but I got some exciting news, Pat.
Yeah.
Tonight, Monday Night Football. The Atlanta Falcons are playing.
Oh, wow.
The New York Jets. Don't act like you don't seem excited at all.
No, I am.
Tyler Algier, the BYU running back, is going to get a lot on tonight, and you're going to see him on Monday Night Football.
I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, it'd
be great.
Preseason, though.
So,
still.
On the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field.
Or the Meadowlands. MetLife Stadium.
The Warriors could not take the field because they all had turf toe.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So that canceled the game. And they're just not quite as tough as they used to be.
No, they're not.
You know what I mean?
Okay, but since we're now talking about it, do you think that the Falcons will make the playoffs this year?
Playoffs? Talk to me about playoffs. Not yet, anyway. I mean,
who's announcing the game tonight? Is it the ghost of what's his name? Keith Jackson?
Keith Jackson?
Yeah.
No,
what would he say in the game if it were?
Probably something like, "Whoa, Nelly! Oh, look at that football at the 45-yard line. The Dogs have it." Keith was pretty much he was pretty much resigned to just college football, it seems to me.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever called a pro game, an NFL football game. Did he?
I think you're I don't know. It just I think it feels like you're right, but
yeah,
it's one of those things that Okay.
Then toward the end of his life, he was like, I think Pac-12 only.
Yeah, because he didn't want to travel much.
Yeah. I
wonder. Now I want to know.
Yeah, I know. Me too. We'll look into that.
Yeah, okay.
Liz Lincoln Grant tweets with some breaking news. New study shows climate change is responsible for wobbly shopping cart wheels. Oh, man. Now I have somebody to blame because that pisses me off. I hate the wobbly shopping cart wheels. The Steve 42 tweets, weird. I thought it was the video games that prevented kids from being active. Yeah, no. Climate change. Reverend Jeffy's Doctrine. Where I'm from, we call climate change seasons. When there's an extreme change, we call it summer. Right. Or on the other side, winter.
Winter, right, yeah.
Yeah.
So Keith Jackson was an AFL announcer.
No, was he really?
And I knew there was some correlation here. He was part of the first broadcast team, first season, Monday Night Football.
That's right. Wow. So like 1970?
Yeah.
Ish, somewhere in there? Wow. Cool. All right, let's go to Philip in Washington. Hey, Philip, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, fellas.
Hey.
Hey, fellas. I was just, I was thinking about, you get the whole LGBTQ, AIP, and sometimes Y community, right?
Yeah.
But the B stands for bisexual.
Yes.
Which would mean that's a binary choice, which would mean they only believe in two genders.
It would seem so, wouldn't it?
I'm getting hung up on that.
Yeah.
I'm getting hung up on that. Now,
me too.
The left is known for being illogical, but they're also known for eating their own. So, do you think that's something that the right should point out? Not
Yes.
just the hypocrisy. I mean, obviously point out the hypocrisy, but that just is water off their back. But just to push that, to just tell them, like, well, maybe the B stands for bigot, because they're not acknowledging 72 genders, obviously. So that's just something I've thought of in the last couple of weeks. I'm like, wait. Binary choice.
Yeah.
That cuts off the rest of everything after T.
Right. No, it's a great point. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Philip. And the other thing they're getting a little bit irritated by, I mean, the LGB people are, there's an LGB hashtag remove the T movement going on. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Because they're pissed off at the trans people, too.
Good.
Because the trans people seem to infer or just state outright that there's no such thing as men or women. And that's pissing off the men and women in the LGB groups.
Yeah. So the trans community is trying to hijack the field that the LGB crowd has plowed.
And it seems like they have.
And
seems like they have.
And I'm so grateful to see the gay community try to
stand it up,
stop the trans community from invading in their space.
Right.
Because if you don't put your foot down right now on that,
right,
you've got pedophiles who are worming their way into these movements as well.
Exactly.
You got to stop the pedophiles, man. These groomers out there, and they're just all over the place, and they want legitimacy. And if they can get under that umbrella,
they're trying.
They're going to do it.
They're trying
They
their darndest.
sure are.
Let's go to Ron in Virginia. Hey, Ron, you're on the Blaze.
Morning, Pat.
Morning.
Hey, celebrating 2 years with Pat Gray. Renewed my subscription last night, so
nice.
It's a fun ride. I appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then the other thing is, did you see the video where Tesla runs out of battery power and needs a generator to charge it?
I did not see that.
It's back from March of 2021. I'll send it over to you guys. But it makes sense to use fossil fuel to charge up an EV car, right?
Yes, it does.
Idiot.
Yeah. Thanks, Ron. And that kind of stuff happens every day. Every day, all day. I mean, I don't know where they think the energy is coming from to charge the Teslas and the Chevy Volts and the Toyota whatchamacallit?
Leaf?
No.
Wait, what is it? The Toyota?
No, it's a Nissan Leaf.
The Toyota.
The Toyota Prius.
Yeah. I did see a video. It was kind of long, so I didn't send it in. I did see a video of... it looks like the guy disengaged, or he puts it in auto drive mode or whatever, and they set up this, looks like a kid in the middle of a crosswalk. And it just drives right over it. Keeps going. And he's like, because he's showing, I'm turning it off. I'm putting it in auto drive mode, and it just keeps going. So maybe we work on those, Elon?
Yeah. That's going to happen, I fear. I fear that is going to happen. It's not going to be perfect at the beginning. And it already isn't, of course. They just had a story about, I don't know, one of the self-driving things, but it was only a level 2, and it didn't perform the way it was supposed to. It's not until, I think, a level 4 self-driving car that it's supposed to be able to drive itself pretty much anywhere, mostly anywhere. So if you have a level 4, you can kind of let it, but you still have to maintain control. You still have to be there and not watching a movie or something on your iPad while you're driving. But you got to be ready to take over at any second because it might screw up.
Yeah, what's the point then?
And what's the point?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And look, I'm going to preface this by saying I have no idea what I'm talking about, okay? But isn't the satellite controlling the GPS and everything? Isn't that what's controlling all these cars? So...
Well, the satellite and the sensors on the car.
Well, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's true. But there's a GPS situation going on there, right? So if someone hacked into the satellite it's sending the signal, told you, don't know what I'm talking about. Could you just not instantly have chaos all over the world?
Maybe somebody can share with
cars
us.
Cars crashing into each other.
Of those. Yeah. I don't know. Mine doesn't self-drive, so I pretty much drive it. So
pretty much drive it?
Pretty much. Exclusively, completely drive it.
So, okay. I just thought maybe there was like a moment on the road. Like,
no, there's no moments.
You can rest your eyes.
I can park. I can parallel park it, by pushing a button.
Oh, nice!
I never even use that. I've not used it once.
I would be looking for places to parallel park if I had that feature.
Yeah,
that sounds like fun.
It's kind of cool. Yesterday, the New York Times published this wonderful op-ed.
Buckle up.
The Constitution is broken and should not be reclaimed. Okay. When liberals lose in the Supreme Court, as they increasingly have over the past half century, they usually say that the justices got the Constitution wrong, but struggling over the Constitution has proved a dead end. The real need is not to reclaim the Constitution, as many would have it, but instead to reclaim America from constitutionalism.
Oh, boy.
Wow. This is from Ryan D. Dorfler and Samuel Moyne. Constitutions, especially the broken one we have now, inevitably orient us to the past and misdirect the present into a dispute over what people agreed on once upon a time, not on what the present and future demand for and from those who live now.
This is a bad start.
This aids the right, which insists on sticking with it, with what it claims to be the original meaning of the past. Liberals have been attempting to reclaim the Constitution for 50 years with agonizingly little to show for it. It's time for them to radically alter basic rules of the game.
Uh-oh.
I mean, they're just coming out and saying it now.
Yeah, now they're done with it. Yeah,
they're just done. They're done pretending the Constitution is something they care about, and they're showing you their distaste for it.
And when you read through something like this, why isn't just a simple handshake, national divorce, not even in the conversation?
Yeah, I know.
Look, I mean, let's just say it's over. I mean, we tried.
Yeah, and we're gonna follow the Constitution. You guys go in whatever direction you want.
Yeah, you can go make your own deal. I don't care. Just go over there.
Starting with a text that is famously undemocratic.
Here we go.
Progressives are forced to navigate hardwired features like the Electoral College and the Senate, designed as impediments to redistributive change while drawing on much vaguer and more malleable resources like commitments to due process and equal protection. This is something else.
Mm-hmm.
My gosh.
New York Times.
And they've just completely let down the veil. Mm-hmm. They pulled back the curtain. And here we are. After failing to get the Constitution interpreted in an egalitarian way for so long, the way to seek a real freedom will be to use procedures consistent with popular rule. If legislatures just passed rules and protected values majorities believe in the distinction between higher law and everyday politics effectively disappears. One way to get this more democratic world is to pack the union with new states.
Oh, see, I'm just saying it.
Doing so would allow Americans to then use the formal amendment process to alter the basic rules of the politics and break the false deadlock that the Constitution imposes through the Electoral College and Senate on the country.
Notice you're using the Constitution to break the Constitution.
Right. In which substantial majorities are foiled on issue after issue. Congress could simply pass a Congress Act, reorganizing our legislature in ways that are more fairly representative of where people actually live and vote, and perhaps even reducing the Senate to a mere council of revision without the power to obstruct laws. Fundamental values like racial equality or environmental justice would be protected, not by law that stands apart from politics, but as they typically are, by ordinary expressions of popular will.
They want exactly what you scream that we're not, and you constantly remind us.
Exactly why I continually scream about it. Yes, they want democracy. They want mob rule. That is the worst thing that could happen, other than just declaring, a communist state. Yeah, we're just going to be the Union of Soviet American states. Other than that, going to a democracy would be the worst thing imaginable. This is why, we're a republic, not a democracy. And they can't stand it. And this is why they continually call it a democracy, because they want this sort of thing to happen. They want to tear up our Constitution. And they want to declare social justice rule. Ugh, man. Wow, they are blatant about it, though, now. They are blatant. Remember when Glenn predicted they're going to just take off the mask and they're going to show us who they are? Well, they're doing that right now in so many different ways. Mm-hmm. It's time for us to take notice and say, ooh, okay, yeah, that's not what we want. Sorry. Why don't you guys go do that somewhere? Just not here.
Not here.
Just not here. It might still be really hot, but I promise you fall is just around the corner. In fact, we're kind of feeling it right now in Dallas, Texas. So get ready for cooler months. The midterms, pumpkin spice latte, new limited edition socks from the Blaze. They're comfortable. They're fun to show off to your conservative friends. And they'll irritate those liberals in your life that you wish you didn't even know. There's just one catch. Just like Joe Biden's grip on reality, these socks are for a limited time only. They're going to be gone. Is today the last day?
I
believe it might be. Yeah, I think so kick leftism where it hurts and get the Blaze Media's conservative socks today, featuring Ron DeSantis, Donald Trump, Glenn Beck, and a lot more. BlazeSocks.com. Use the promo code BlazeSub to get 20% off. BlazeSocks.com and use the promo code BlazeSub for 20% off.
Now back to Pat Gray Unleashed.
No, you look like an idiot. It's true.
It's true. Huh. Interesting survey just released. About 3/4 of Americans, that's 75% to you and me.
I'm glad you said that because I'm not good with that stuff.
Think the United States is heading in the wrong direction under Biden. Only 75% of us. Huh. So he's got strong support from 25%. Well, not necessarily strong, but he got some support from 25%.
Get his ass out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Despite grappling with low favorability ratings for much of his first term already, Biden's popularity experienced a deep downturn in recent months amid growing pessimism over the economy. Now, about 75% of the country say we're on the wrong track, while 21% feel the nation is headed in the right direction. So that leaves, 4% with, I don't know. I don't know. Really? I mean, you don't know how you're doing financially. You don't know how you're feeling as an American. It found more than half the respondents, 58%, feel more worried that America's best years may already be behind us, with just 35% thinking the best years are yet to come. I'm not sure how I would answer that survey. Would you say our best years are behind us, or they're still to come? That's hard. It's kind of hard.
They're in that rearview mirror.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Among their main concerns, according to the poll, was the economy. 68% of respondents believe the U.S. is already in a recession. Ta-da! Yeah, because we are. Despite Biden's attestations that the economy is rebounding. Rebounding. It's just so preposterous. In total, the poll found 55% of Americans now disapprove of the job that Biden is doing.
What was that number?
55%.
Okay.
42% approve. Huh. That seems high.
This is interesting because as you're reading that, I am reading a story from July of 2020.
Okay.
So put yourself in that frame of mind. In the middle of the pandemic and all the crazy lockdowns and stuff, this is July of 2020. Americans, 72% thought we were on the wrong track as a nation.
So it's gone up from that.
Yeah. So in other words, even in the darkest days, of COVID,
yeah,
we were still more positive than we are under Biden today.
Wow. Really something.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in Crawford, Arkansas, there were really disturbing video from a police arrest there. And here's one of the things we're on the wrong track for. I mean, we love law enforcement. We support law enforcement. But this, apparently this guy you're about to see being brutalized by 3 police officers. Apparently he shoved one of them down, maybe hit him in the back of the head. And here's what ensued. Oh my gosh. He's just getting pummeled by hitting the face over and over. The knee in his side.
And the soundtrack in the car is just perfect. Really.
Right.
We gotta get out of here.
Oh,
now they're slamming him into the ground with his head.
And that's when the girl gets out. She goes over there.
Yeah. She
tells him,
implores them to stop beating the S out of him.
And then that cop tells her to get the blank back in her car.
Yeah.
From what I heard.
Wow.
That's not good.
Ooh, that's ugly. That's some ugliness.
I mean, you
right
don't
there.
attack a cop.
No.
But my gosh, the man appeared subdued to me.
Yeah, he was subdued. They're just pissed.
Yeah, and
they lost control.
There are some individuals who get into law enforcement to have opportunities to do that, unfortunately. Not all of them, but there are some people that when you give them a badge and a gun, they think, all right, it's open season on people like this. They just need an excuse. And that's not the kind of temperament you want in that position.
No, it can't be the kind of temperament you have. It can't be. In that line of work, you can't have that kind of temperament. And two of the deputies were suspended, one officer on administrative leave after, their superiors saw this particular video. Oof. Hard to watch.
Yeah. The sheriff says, he holds his employees accountable for their actions and they'll take appropriate measures. We'll see where this goes. I couldn't really tell.
It didn't look like he was resisting.
No, it did not.
He had his hands over his head so he stopped the blows from the one police officer.
I think he was in self-preservation mode.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the governor has chimed in.
That's ugly.
Yeah, so they want to find out, obviously do the investigation and stuff. Now, I couldn't really get a good look at the suspect there. He was white, wasn't he?
I think he was.
Looked like
I think he was white.
Okay, well, then
he's getting a white guy getting a serious beating.
Yeah.
Serious.
Because we all know that if
let's see. Ooh. Wow. I mean,
I just don't see the resisting.
I don't either.
From this perspective.
I don't either.
But, thankfully, that lady was recording.
Yeah.
And thankfully, it was just far enough out from the building where you could see it. If that's happening 1 foot away, this isn't even a story on the news.
Right. Guy just gets a serious beating and nobody knows about it.
And if his skin color was a little darker, everybody would know about it.
Oh, man.
But everybody
That's for sure.
should know about this because there's some unanswered questions there.
Right. I don't care what color the guy is.
Right.
That's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, doesn't matter. That shouldn't be happening. All right, we're going to tell you about Metro Atlanta School District sneaking in some gender propaganda on school-issued devices. Yeah, it just doesn't stop.
No.
Every day there's a story like this about schools and teachers that are trying to circumvent parents and do things behind their back without their permission and just go along with their own agenda, and it doesn't matter what the parents think.
Yeah, and so many times it involves sex. What is the left's obsession with kids and sex?
Pretty amazing. More coming up. Welcome, 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Look at this. This is one of my all-time pet peeves.
Uh-oh, what?
This is definitely a Pat Gray Jihad item. No sentence in the English language may be more infuriating than the following 12 words.
Oh.
I agree with this so much.
Okay.
We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Unquote. God! If you've picked up the phone in response to an unknown caller anytime in the last several years, chances are you've encountered the incessant and irritating automated message. But according to state and federal officials, just 2 men may be responsible for an overwhelming share of the billions of auto warranty spam calls that have hit U.S. phones. These 2 should be put on death row.
Get a rope.
Yep. They need the death penalty.
Oh, wait.
Now, a new lawsuit in Ohio is trying to cut them off at their source, following a years-long effort across the public and private sectors to turn the tide on the scourge of robocalls once and for all. This would be so great. In a complaint filed last month by Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost, the ringleaders of the auto warranty robocall scheme are identified as Roy Melvin Cox Jr. And Aaron Michael Jones, 2 California individuals described as repeated offenders of the U.S. telemarketing rules.
Well, then.
Huh. So
let's have a chat, shall we?
Let's have a chat. And a trial. And a guilty judgment. And a sentence of death for these 2.
Wow. Your Honor. Can we look
don't tell me they don't deserve it.
No,
they deserve it.
Can we just look at sentencing guidelines, Your Honor?
Okay, what are the sentencing guidelines?
Execution.
Okay, good. Then we're right on. We're dead on.
All right. You know that, okay, I think that people like myself are at an advantage with having a cell phone area code that isn't local.
Okay.
Because if I get
I have one too.
A call from South Carolina,
yeah,
I know.
For me, it's New York. If I get a call from New York, it's almost for sure either the auto warranty thing or somebody speaking in Chinese that I have no idea why they would even target me when I don't even understand what it is they're saying.
So it occurs to me, if you have, if you're not married to your cell phone number or you need a new one for whatever reason, maybe you go to the cell phone store and be like, yeah, I need the Nome, Alaska area code, please.
Yeah.
And
I mean, they can pretty much give you any area code.
And so
right?
then you'll
Doesn't
know
matter.
if it's Nome again. Okay. Well,
then you know.
Obviously, it's a spam call.
Yeah. Yeah, but this has got to stop. And you know it's a scam because most of us, I hope, know if we are under warranty or not. Right?
Right.
Okay, when I bought the car, I bought the normal warranty, and then I actually did get the extended one. So they'd call me like immediately. Yeah, you don't have your extended warranty is about to expire. Really? I've had it for 3 months. Huh. That's a short warranty.
Oops, click.
Just
wrong number.
So irritating.
Sure is.
It'd be great if they could shut that down. Remember the guy who had a website and you plugged one of these phone numbers into it?
It was like an app, right?
Yeah.
Or was it a website?
We've
We've had him on the show.
I think you're right. We had him on the show. Yeah, we did. And it was an app. And you plug in their phone number, and it supposedly blows up their phone system.
Yeah, because it just keeps calling it until it just like it's inoperable.
Yeah. I'd love to do that to every single one of them. Every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Was it no more spam calls or something? I mean, it was like it described what they do, and that was the name of it. But meanwhile, something even worse, much worse. Metro Atlanta School District
Robokiller.
Has included a gender propaganda on their school-issued devices.
This is insidious.
In Metro Atlanta, and this is the largest school district in Georgia.
In Georgia, yeah.
Gwinnett schools are now adding gender propaganda to the mix with what one group calls inappropriate gender lessons on school-issued Chromebooks that parents can't access when logging into their children's accounts on other devices.
Yeah.
So you have to be on this device, and do you have to be located on the school grounds?
Yeah, so I was just watching this video during the break. This mom she's in some quiet room on school property, and so she's kind of whispering into the video. She's like, here's my laptop. They would not let me log on to their Wi-Fi. They said there's impossible. There's no guest Wi-Fi, nothing. So she's like, I had to turn my phone into a mobile hotspot. Here's my laptop. Here's my daughter's laptop, or the Chromebook that they gave her from the school system, connected to the school Wi-Fi. As you can see, on my daughter's laptop, you can access all of this horrific material. And then on mine, there's nothing at all.
Isn't that interesting? They know they're doing something wrong when you're hiding it from the parents.
Yep, and now you can see why the school system says, no, I'm sorry, we can't let you log on to the to the Wi-Fi here. This mom cracked the code. Amazing and so sinister.
And good for her for doing this. Holly Teray, the Gwinnett County chapter president of No Left Turn in Education, discovered the objectionable content. One ebook, this is probably what you were just explaining.
Yeah.
One ebook on the 4th grade page claims that gender is a social construct. Not based, quote, not based on anything biological or medical, unquote. You're absolutely teaching a lie. Why are you teaching falsehoods? That's incredible. So it dismisses the differences between men and women as figments of societal imagination. Unbelievable. Teray then discovered that she couldn't access the content, as we discussed, when she logged into her child's school account on her own laptop. Instead, the site directed her to an additional login page.
So you couldn't even keep up with what your kids are doing if you wanted to.
No, you can't. Teray shot the video on the school property to demonstrate that she couldn't access the content on her own device, even while using the school's Wi-Fi. Wow! They have gone to great lengths to hide this from the community.
Yeah, and most parents are too busy to try to figure out, and by the time you
get not savvy enough with technology.
It's too late.
Yeah.
By the time you figure out what's going on with your child and what they're being force-fed, the propaganda has already done its job.
Jeez.
Terrible. I mean, this is...
Seriously, you need to look into alternatives to public school. You really... Of course it's intentional. And it's speeding up, too. I mean, they've been really patient. They've been making inroads for the last 100 years or so, but now they've just accelerated the pace at which they're trying to propagandize our kids. And you have to know about it. And you have to do something about it. You can't let this happen.
Yeah, and please don't play it, but the We're Coming for Your Children song could just as easily be a teacher's union.
Yes, it
singing
could.
That.
Yeah, it could. And that's not to say that there aren't great teachers still, because there are some fantastic teachers who really care about educating kids, care about their welfare. But there's many in the system now who are the opposite of that. Let me tell you about real estate agents I trust. Because selling your home, it's tough to do, and you need some help. Usually, you don't know the exact right things to do. Should you paint your house? If so, what color? Should you remodel some rooms in your house, like the kitchen or bathrooms? Should you change the countertops? What exactly should you do that you'll get your money out of when you sell it? It's the kind of service you're looking for in a real estate agent, and Real Estate Agents I Trust is Glenn's company. So you're going to have the kind of agents who work with us working for you, and you can rest assured you're going to be in great hands. These agents will see your selling process through from the day you interview them until the moment you sign on the dotted line. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Speaking of this continual rush to destroy our children's childhood and their lives. It's got a pamphlet that someone posted online here that shows kind of what's going on.
It's like, you know how like if you'll go into like a bathroom, you see like a Christian tract probably left by a Southern Baptist on the toilet. It's like, do you know where you're going? One of those things. You seen that? I grew up in the South. They were everywhere. Every rest stop, every bathroom, all over the place. It was just part of life. That's kind of like what this is. But instead of trying to preach the gospel, no, it's preaching pedophilia. And that's what this is. And it's grotesque.
So this pamphlet for kids says what to do if a stranger comes up to you on the street. And then it tells you, don't be afraid. If a stranger walks up to you, no need to be scared. Usually, they don't mean any harm. Wait, usually? So I'm going to take that chance? You're encouraging my kid to take that chance.
Yeah, to disregard a lifetime of lessons that your parents said don't talk to strangers.
And number 2, do not scream or cry. This can hurt the person's feelings.
Well, we don't.
And that's paramount.
Yeah.
The stranger who's approaching my child, I don't want them to be hurt in any way emotionally. Do you? I mean, that would be really sad.
And that's how most kids have been raised these days, is the first goal is to not offend.
Not offend. Don't offend anyone.
Don't make them feel bad.
Number 3, do not call him a pedophile. This can be just as offensive as the N-word.
Oh.
Okay.
Bro. Come on now.
And then... Yeah, he just wants to make new friends.
Oh, yeah, and it's a cute little
just
picture.
Just like you.
Yeah, the kid's eating a candy bar that the stranger just gave him.
Now, how the hell would you know he just wants to make new friends? What adult just wants to make new friends with a stranger child?
In the 360, do you have any clips of Michael Jackson? Because that might be our shining... example of the only individual who's just there to make friends, right?
Oh, okay.
That's good.
Not
though.
exactly what we're looking for.
Of course. You can just do it. So, Michael, do you think it's normal for a grown man to want to sleep in bed with a child?
Do you know any other man your age, a 45-year-old man who shares his bedroom with children?
Of course.
Of course.
And, of course, that is the one exception to the rule.
I do. Of course.
Sniff, sniff, sniff.
I know thousands of 45-year-old men who want to share their beds with their children. Oh, Shamon. Of course. So creepy.
So creepy.
But now it would be fine, I guess.
Now it's fine. Yeah,
now it's fine. Hey, don't demonize Michael because he loves little kids. Don't worry about that.
Boy, he was a trailblazer in more ways than one, apparently.
He was.
Not just in music.
He was. I remain undecided about where he stood, really. I go back and forth on that.
On whether or not he actually engaged in anything.
Yeah. Or whether he was just a messed up adult and he was asexual and just liked to hang out with 12-year-old boys. I don't know.
I'm going to say the crime is... at least just the spending the night with little boys.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's good. That's plenty bad for me.
Yeah,
Michael.
Yeah, that's true. And the onus really is on the parents at that point.
Yeah,
you're letting the kids stay the weekend with Michael Jackson. All right.
Or as Jeffy says, when you go to pick them up, did anything happen? No. Well, then go back in because we need the money. I mean, that's probably what. I don't know. I'm not.
I don't know.
But you're right. These parents.
One of them got a $20 million settlement out of him? So something must have happened. Also, the world of gender surgeries for children is completely out of control right now.
Mm-hmm.
You would think that you'd enter into this, no matter what your ideological stance is on gender and children. You would think, because they're children, caution may be warranted, and you'd want to go a little bit slower. But no. Last week we had Boston's Children's Hospital, and
Yeah. Can I just quickly touch on Boston Children's?
Yeah.
You know how we had those videos where they were saying, yes, it's just so great. You know, blah,
Yep.
blah, blah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, someone sent us a thing, and I did not send this in. You don't have to be looking for it, Rob, because there's no way in hell I'm sending this to you. But it is a graphic illustration for how to tuck your parts. And how this is posted by
From Boston Children's?
Boston Children's Medical. And they're showing you how to
wow. Okay.
Pull it off, so to speak.
Interesting.
I don't understand what's happening, but it's frightening.
Really is.
So now we've got even another hospital.
So this is from Yale Medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, Boston Children's.
Mm-hmm.
This week, Yale Medicine.
I'm a clinical psychologist by training, and I am the director of the Yale Gender Program, which is an interdisciplinary program working with gender-expansive individuals, 3 to 25, and their families.
3 to 25.
Help
Pause it for a
individuals
second.
who are questioning their
See how she
gender-
just rolled through that?
Yep.
3 to 25, as if it's the most natural thing in the world. 3.
And kudos for the language too. It's called gender-expansive. Is that what she said?
Gender-expansive.
They fascinate me with the phrases they come up with for things.
Yeah. Gender-expansive, gender-affirming. No, when you're changing somebody's gender, you're not affirming it.
Thank you.
How is that possible? We can't let them get away with it.
Right.
So she had more to say.
I'm a clinical psychologist by training.
And someone trained you into this crap.
Director of the Yale Gender Program, which
Yale
is an
Gender.
interdisciplinary program working with gender-expansive individuals, 3 to 25, and their families. We help individuals who are questioning their gender identity or who identify as transgender or non-binary. We help them with their gender journey.
Their gender journey.
Through the risks and the benefits of medical intervention, starting medical intervention, and also building supports around them. And I love what I do, so it's really
She loves
really
what she
wonderful
does. It's wonderful.
to be working in this field and to
sure.
be working with individuals who are gender diverse and
gender
giving them
diverse.
support and helping them on their gender journeys.
Interesting.
Gender journey.
Diverse. How diverse can you be with gender? There are 2. There's just 2. Okay, so I guess you could choose between male and female.
That was a short gender journey.
Yeah, that's my gender journey. Well, for me, I went from male to male, and so it was a short journey.
Oh, so
it was
that was
really, really short.
Gender affirming then.
Yeah, I did affirm my gender. Yes,
these people. I mean, this is and they.
It's evil.
Demons with a smile.
Yep. Yeah, she looks so harmless. Oh, man. She's just doing great things for kids. That's wonderful. Who, if left alone, would resolve their own issues by the time they reach adulthood.
Yeah, but
80 to, I heard the other day, it's 80 to 88%. Somewhere in, I mean, that's kind of a large range, but 80 to 80%, 88% is outrageous.
Have we seen any tweets from David Hogg suggesting that 3-year-olds should be allowed to vote? Because there are 3-year-olds on their gender journey.
Gender journey, yeah.
Apparently are of sound enough mind to get stuff snipped off.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
And probably the 3-year-olds don't even need their parents' permission, would be my guess.
Oh, my gosh. Could you see a toddler rolling up in there? Just walking in through the doors automatically open. They walk into the counter, and the receptionist looks down and is like, well, hey there, little guy. He's like, yeah, I'm here for my gender journey. And then
my gender affirming journey.
Yeah, you get shown up to that chick's office, and
man,
you're well on your way. It's just there is so much harm being done.
Oh, it's
to
crazy.
Individuals, and the debris will be felt. The repercussions forever.
You know, the family is the building block of civilization. You got to have the family, structure in order to make society work. And because they couldn't crush the family with pretty much anything else, and they've been trying so hard for so long, that now they're just going directly at our children. the most vulnerable among us. And they're encouraging all of their peers to love and appreciate all of this stuff. And so when you get that attention, you crave more attention.
Yeah.
And this is a great way to get that attention.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it with the laptop at the school.
Yep.
We're just bypassing the parents. We're going straight to the kids. We're going to cut you completely out of the process. And there was another video that it was too long, and I didn't send this in. I can't remember where it was. I don't know if it was Yale or Boston Medical. It may have been a third center. But this lady talks about how that's a form of parental psychological abuse on children if you're not going to let them go through with this stuff. They're calling it abuse now to not allow your child to get parts of their body cut off.
And we've had extreme instances where CPS has been called in on the parents that won't encourage the child to get a sex change.
And remember, we had the judge who won't let the mom see her child because she refused to call.
Right.
I forgot if it was a boy, wanted to call me a girl or a girl, but she refused to do that. The judge was like, all right, well, no visitation for you. I mean, this is out of control. It's madness.
It is.
And for you, sir, to go and use this archaic phrase, nuclear family, what was it you tried to refer to as your solution, your old school solution? Just see, you're flowery with your language too.
Strengthen the family. Turn to God. Yeah, just so radical. So radical.
Right. And you know what? That's just it. It's feeling every day, does it not? Like when you take a traditional stance like that, like we're the radicals now.
Yes, we. Oh, absolutely.
You know, it's like, oh, I love the founding fathers. Oh, you're a radical.
Well, it's one of the red flags for the FBI.
Oh, the FBI. They're so good.
Oh, they're great. We're going to talk about that, I think, in overtime. Just how many wonderful things the FBI has done just in the last couple years. I think you're going to be really impressed. Man, they're out there just getting it done for America.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, New York Governor Kathy Hochul signed some legislation late last week replacing the word, this is so ridiculous. Did you have nothing else to do? Is every other situation in New York taken care of?
Oh, yeah. New York's got it together on everything. Sure.
So they replaced the word salesman with salesperson. God, I just can't believe it. Jobs have no gender, but unfortunately, many of our states' laws still use gendered language when discussing professions that are practiced by people of all genders. Oh, boy.
So this is like in government documentation and stuff like that and laws and everything. Yeah.
We want our workplaces to reflect the diversity of New York, and the best way to achieve that goal is by making sure all realtors feel that they belong and the profession is accessible. So if you were calling realtors salesmen,
oh yeah,
then you would feel like you don't belong.
Oh, so this isn't just government stuff. I apologize.
It's
you cannot.
You're right.
You can't hire someone and say, "Welcome aboard. You're a new salesman."
No. Nope.
Hold on. I love Sydney Watson's tweet. I feel bad for the citizens of They-Hatton. Are we changing Manhattan to They-Hatton?
That's great.
Yeah.
It will be that stupid soon.
Yep.
It will. I mean, what is a joke today is reality tomorrow, or more like later this afternoon. So.
Yep.
All right, we're going to share with you some of the wonderful things the FBI has done over the last couple of years in overtime today.
Oh, it's...
Make sure you stick around for that.
Maddening.
Don't want to miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.